Hello, and welcome to today's webinar, where we will talk about how the Sleep Products Sustainability Program, or SP2 for short, can help California mattress manufacturers reduce waste and increase efficiency in your manufacturing processes. SP2 was developed by the Mattress Recycling Council, or MRC for short, as part of the industry's commitment to environmental stewardship and sustainability efforts. SP2 training, program resources, and certification are all offered at no cost to eligible California-based mattress manufacturers. Next slide, please. Thank you. My name is Mike O'Donnell, and I'm the Managing Director of the Mattress Recycling Council. Please note that today's presentation will be recorded and shared over MRC's communications platforms. If you have any questions during the session, please use the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen, and we'll be happy to answer questions at the end of the program. I'd like to get started by providing some background about MRC. In 2013, California, Connecticut, and Rhode Island each passed similar mattress recycling laws mandating that the mattress industry create a nonprofit organization to administer each state program. That nonprofit is the Mattress Recycling Council, and consumers know our brand as Bye Bye Mattress. Next slide, please. Funding for each state program comes from a per unit fee on the sale of each mattress in each state. The fee is applied not only to consumers, but also large volume buyers like hotels and universities. Online sales also have the fee applied. Today, MRC recycles more than 1.5 million mattresses and box springs each year and is one of the largest mattress recycling organizations in the world. However, MRC does much more than just recycle mattresses. To make our programs work, MRC created a network of over 200 no-cost drop sites for consumers, and we provide no-cost pickup for large volume generators across the state. We transport over 10,000 loads of discarded mattresses annually to 10 mattress deconstruction facilities that cut open these mattresses and recycle various commodities in secondary markets. We have a robust and diverse communications program targeting consumers and the mattress industry. We have a research team working hard to maintain the viability of mattress commodity markets for the future, and we provide valuable resources for industry professionals through programs like SP2. I'd like to end with a few facts before I turn over the presentation. Right now in California, over 80% of the mattresses discarded in the state are currently diverted from landfills. This is a tremendous statistic and one that we're very proud of. We also know that 75% of each mattress can be recycled into secondary markets. And while we're happy with this number, we know that it can be higher. And lastly, MRC is diverting over 52 million pounds of useful material from landfills every year. I hope that provides some helpful information about MRC and mattress recycling. At this time, I'd like to introduce our panelists, Ryan McMullen, who will be providing details about our SP2 program, its benefits, and how you can participate. Again, if you have any questions, please use the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen. And with that, I'll turn it over to Ryan.
Thanks, Mike. Yes, hi, I'm Ryan McMullen, and I am the SP2 Sustainability Consultant, also principal at my consulting company, Lean Green Way. And I've worked in sustainability management for a long time for a variety of companies. And then particularly this, I am a true zero waste advisor, so I'm familiar with that standard for certifying true or zero waste facilities. Let's see. There we go. So first, just want to give an overview of what is SP2. It is the Sleep Product Sustainability Program, but specifically it's a certification for facility operations as opposed to product. And the intent, the design of it is to reduce waste. And as I learned at Toyota, whenever you reduce waste, you also increase operational efficiencies, reduce wasted value, and just improve things overall. SB2 is really a system. It's to set up processes to make continuous improvement. And this is different from other programs, like I mentioned, True Zero Waste, where there's a performance threshold. You must reach this high of a recycling rate to be certified. SB2 isn't that. It's more, do you have these processes in place to make continuous improvement? And yet, if yes, then you can be certified. As Mike mentioned, it's offered at no cost to eligible California-based businesses, mattress manufacturers. And this mattress manufacturers just have to be registered as producers at mrcreporting.org, and that makes you eligible to participate. What it provides, the benefit of the program, is that it gives you verification from a credible third party that your facilities programs are solid, that they're good, that they're respectable, that they contribute to sustainability. It also gives you a label that you can add to your products that describes the facility in which that product was made. So again, it's not saying anything specific about the product itself, but rather the facility where it was made. It also gives you access to the logos you can see at the bottom of the screen here that you can use for promotions, advertising campaigns, consumer awareness, and there's a whole brand guide on different ways that you can use that. So as we were setting up the program and rolling it out to the first participants, we noticed the same questions coming up over and over again. And so that's really what gave us the idea for this webinar. And just to get some of those frequently asked questions out, and we figured that if we were being asked by them from some groups, it would be helpful for others. So the first question is, and this is probably the most common one, is do we need to already have a sustainability program to start the SP2 process? So the answer is no, you don't. The SP2 process is really a setup in a process by which you can set up your sustainability program, even if you don't have one. So from the time you register, you'll get some training, you'll have time to develop your program, and then it's on your initiative to say, okay, we feel comfortable that our program is up to snuff. We're going to raise our hands and request a certification visit. However, if you already have some of these programs and activities done, you'll just have to do less. So you can start wherever you're at today and then work your way up to certification. Another question is, how do I learn to do this? This is new for some facilities, and everybody's got to start somewhere. So the way that you learn to do this for SP2 is we've done a lot of the groundwork for you. So we provide a template for how to set up the system, we provide training, and we provide you starting materials that you can use to set up your program. Big idea is you don't have to start from scratch. We're not expecting you to just pull out a blank sheet of paper and figure this out. During pandemic, our training is virtual, but by letting you start with some materials, you don't have to use what we provide, but it gives you an example. You can modify it, make it your own, and get a jump start over just starting from scratch. How much does it cost? Well, as Mike mentioned, there's no cost to manufacturing facilities located inside California. And this no cost part of it includes registration, it includes training, it includes the certification process. There really is no cost paid to MRC. What are the steps for certification? Like what all is involved? How long does that take? Well, the steps to it are, first you register, and that basically, you have the agreement, we agree to protect each other's data, et cetera. And then that queues you up for the training. And then the training gives you the tools and how to use them and how to develop them and customize them for your facility. And then after that training, now you go off and you develop your programs. And you do it in a way that works for your particular facility, for your particular company culture. And typically that's been about 6 to 12 months to develop that. When you're ready, you raise your hand, say, okay, we're ready for certification. And then we'll come out and do a verification so that we can verify that you've done what's needed to meet the needs of the program. And then after that, we develop a case study where we work together and we say, let's celebrate this and let's hold you up as a case study that others can look to learn from and to admire. And then annually after your certification, there's a recertification. And that provides that ongoing assurance that everybody else can see that you didn't just do it once, you're maintaining it, you're improving your program and improving your facility. During the pandemic, we've made a couple of adaptations here. The virtual certification is, or the certification audit itself is virtual. So you can still get certified even during pandemic restrictions. And then whenever it is safe, we will follow up with an in-person verification just to see with our own eyes and to verify and give you that thumbs up that everything is good. What's required to do all this? Well, there's the different components of the program. I mentioned it's a system for continuous improvement rather than a performance threshold. So there's three main pieces that you need. You need a plan, you need people, and you need a process. So within each of those, there's specific things that have to be developed. So for instance, in order to flesh out your plan, you need to have an environmental policy. What do you value? What's important to you? A facility impact assessment to see where you're at today and where your biggest environmental impacts are coming from. Then you set goals and targets and measure your progress toward those. So that's your plan. You also need to have people on board. And so employee awareness and engagement is the biggest part of that, where you're really engaging your workforce to say, how can we do better? How can we make the environment better and work towards sustainability? And that's within your four walls, but then you also want to reach out to suppliers and say, how can we partner together to reduce waste and increase efficiency? And then finally, there's the opportunity to share best practices, and that might be within your facility to different departments. It might be to sister facilities that you work with or in your same company, or it might be for the industry as a whole of how can you say, hey, here's something we figured out, and we think if everybody did, we'd all be better off. So it's a chance to share that. And then finally, to have a process in place means that you have a method. And so, of course, step one is that you're meeting regulatory requirements. That's kind of a given. But then you also do your own internal program verifications where you say, we have a plan. Are we following the plan? Let me walk through and a little checklist and make sure that's happening. If it's not, and it's not going to be 100% of the time, you go to your corrective and preventative actions. So what went wrong? We caught it on our own and we're going to fix it. And so it's just a list of what you need to fix and when you fixed it. And then finally, a process for program resilience, because as we know, there's going to be disruptions. We're living through the biggest one in a generation right now. But even short of that, maybe your recycling vendor can't pick up for a couple weeks. What do you do? Maybe you have a leak in your water main. What do you do? It's just planning for what could go wrong. So that plan, people, and process are the core of what's required. And no one of them needs to be at a certain level. You just need to be doing them and improving upon them. So how many people does it take to do this? That's another one. And who should be involved? So what we recommend and what facilities have done that are already starting to work on this is to put together an SP2 team. In order to have that team, you really need a lot of viewpoints and expertise from across your facility. You need management champion who in management is going to hold this up and say, this is important, we all need to work on this. You need a team lead who's going to be your SP2 team lead to organize the group. And then you need representatives from across your facility. Some really crucial ones are the operational departments, whatever that means for your particular facility. Facility maintenance for both operational equipment and then just the infrastructure of the building, like heating, cooling, things like that. Equipment maintenance, supply chain or purchasing for that supplier engagement. Whoever handles waste management, such as scheduling pickups, baling cardboard or whatever that means at your facility. And finally, accounting to know how you can gather that data, how you can pull weights off of your monthly bills to figure out waste or water used or electricity. So it requires a team to get this done, and it gives you a chance also just to build those lines of communication across your facility. Will I get support through this process? And short answer is yes. Slightly longer answer is that the way that we provide support is through, the first one is through a guidance document that basically goes through each of those requirements of plan, people, and process and says, here's what that means. Here are a couple of examples of ways you could do it. Here's some suggestions for how you can customize this for your facility, et cetera. So it really is support in how you actually do this, not just saying get it done. As I mentioned before, we also provide starting templates for documents. And these are suggestions. These are ways for you to start. And you can use them as is. They're perfectly suitable for that. You can also modify them, or you can look at them as inspiration and go off and create your own. But it just gives you an idea of what it means for each of these tools. And then we also provide monthly updates for all registered participants with announcements of new tools we're developing, news about the industry, tips for getting a particular process either set up or improved if you already have it set up. What's the benefit of being a certified SP2 facility? Well, the big benefit is that you eliminate waste. When you eliminate waste, you build efficiencies. And when you build efficiencies, you reduce expenses. And that's, at the end of the day, helps out everybody across your company. It can also be a way of achieving internal sustainability goals if you already have them, or if you're part of a larger parent company that has them. It also gives you a chance to demonstrate your commitment to sustainability to both your customers and investors if you have them. And then, we talked about how it really requires a team. It's also a big opportunity to in general, build engagement with your employees, to hold them up and say, hey, your ideas are valuable and we need you to be part of the team. And then finally, it gives you an opportunity to be a leader in your local community. Once you get certified, it gives you a chance to go out to local media or to community groups and say, hey, we figured some things out, maybe we can share them. Maybe you can do them too, and you can follow our lead. It just gives you that chance, that opportunity. Another concern that we've gotten asked is, will participating in SP2 make all of our data public? No, and the reason being is each year when we submit our annual report, what we do is we aggregate all of the data and we don't attribute to a specific participant. So we will say everybody who's participating in SP2 diverted, and I'm making up numbers here, diverted 40 million tons from landfill, or 40 million pounds from landfill last year. But we're not going to get down into the detail and say this facility did this and this facility did that. I mentioned before, as part of the process, we develop a case study to showcase your achievements, but that's something that we work together on We all agree on the content. If there's something you don't want to share, we don't share it. We just, it's a chance to really showcase those achievements and to hold you up as an example to be admired. How do I start? So if this is something that you think would be valuable for you, then you can go to the MRC Mattress Recycling Council website and complete the interest form, and that'll start everything off. After that, we'll contact you and give you some tips on forming your team, scheduling your no-cost training, and getting you underway. So those were the questions that we'd received from a variety of people, but we also wanted to allow plenty of time in this for you all to ask questions and to just see what concerns and questions there are out there. So here's a good question. What's the ideal number of people on an SB2 team? It's really going to depend on the size of your facility, but I don't think you would want to go much lower than 5 just to get a diversity of expertise across your facility. Some larger facilities who might have several sub-departments could go as high as 10 or 12. So just to give you a sense of range there. Let's see. And again, if you have questions, go ahead and type them into Q&A and we will address them. Okay, so we mentioned target setting. So the question is, when we set targets, do we have to hit them in order to get certified? Answer is no. Remember that SB2 is a system of continuous improvement rather than a performance threshold. And so the requirement is that you have a target and you track your progress against it, not that you actually hit it. And if you think about it, if we had set it up such that you had to hit your targets, then everybody's going to come in with pretty easy light targets. We'd much rather see you set aggressive targets, and even if you come up a little bit short, you're still making a lot of progress towards sustainability, and it shows that you have that continuous improvement process, which is really the key attribute of the SB2 program. Let's see. What if we've had environmental compliance violations in the past? Does that disqualify us? So yeah, that's a very good question. Remember in the process part, there's a requirement for regulatory compliance. So of course you have to meet all applicable environmental laws in order to get certified. But if you've received a notice of violation in the past and you've since fixed it, then you're fine. It's that you have to maintain that compliance and that you have to fix all the things that need fixing, but it doesn't disqualify you from certifying if you've fixed any concerns and you don't have any outstanding violations. So I hope that answers that question. A good one. What if I'm not in California? Or what if we have multiple facilities, some are in California, some are not? And so right now the program is only for facilities physically located in California. So it doesn't matter where the parent company is or where the ownership structure is, the 4 walls of the building need to be inside California. In the future, we may expand that, but for the time being, it is for facilities with a physical address inside of California. Let's see. Yeah, so just a repeat for the registering, somebody wanted to see the address again. So that's the address. I'll leave it on this page in case you want to write that down. If you want to go and begin the process, that's where you go. There's a short form on the page where you can say where you're located and name of your company and name of contact. Any other questions? Just give it a sec. Again, just go to the Q&A window and type them in. While you're thinking about that, just wanted to leave this up there. So if you have questions after the presentation, you can contact us at sb2@mattressrecyclingcouncil.org email address, or the website again is mattressrecyclingcouncil.org/sb2. So I just want to give a chance for any more questions to come in. Yeah, and this website down here also has a lot of other information about the program. So if you need to share it with other people within your organization, then it's just another chance to share that and to build support within your company.
Great. Well, Ryan, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today. I appreciate everybody that was able to join the webinar. Again, if you have colleagues that might be interested in this program, it will be recorded, and we will post to the website listed, so you can forward it on. And again, if you have any future questions, we're happy to answer them. Really appreciate your time, and look forward to working with you through our sleep product sustainability program. Brian, any final thoughts?
No, just it's the sort of thing where it might seem like a long list of things to do, but you just do them one by one, and pretty soon you're making changes in your facility and saving expenses. So it's recommend that everybody get started in the process.
Fantastic. Thank you again, everyone. Again, from the Mattress Recycling Council, we really appreciate your time. Have a great day.